Good morning. Welcome to our 45-minute flow and restore. My name is Kristen, and I am very glad you are here, whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, weekend, weekday. I'm glad you signed up. So with that being said, I grabbed a lot of props this morning. So I've got 2 blocks that will support my knees here. Got a strap, so we're going to take a little bit of time to get into our first posture. And you will see I've got my bolster here propped up with 1 block on the medium setting and 1 block on the tall setting. Now, I have kind of a cranky low back, so I need more of an incline. If it feels good for you, you can take this reclined position just with a bolster along the length of your spine, or you could play around with the angle of the incline. Okay, let's get started here. So you can start by kind of scooting the base of your spine up to the bolster. We are going to take the strap around our back, and then we're going to take it around the outsides of our feet. So soles of the feet come together, knees open up wide. Here's where, if you've got cranky hips, prop those knees up. And you're going to want to avoid the buckle around kind of the bottom of your feet. So we will loop that strap through. And you'll notice as you lean back, you're going to need a little bit more slack. So don't tighten it sitting up. I want you to kind of lean back into this. And the strap is kind of right where the base of the bolster hits my spine. And then I'm going to tighten it up and kind of loop one of the straps through so I don't have to hold on to this. And once you recline, you might notice that you can tighten it a little bit more, or you need it a little bit more loose. So this is a nice stretch into the ankles. And you've got these options for the blocks to support your knees. You don't need them if this feels okay. You've got the low setting, the medium setting, or the high setting. So I'm going to go with the low to start. Tighten that up, and you feel these straps are kind of coming in through the psoas and the hip flexor right into the hip crease. So that's kind of a nice little pressure point too. All right, and now I want you to start with your arms down at your sides. And then, like we are kind of getting ready for a big snow angel, start to take the arms up and out, sliding them along the length of the floor. And you'll notice where feels like a good place to settle for your arms. If you're feeling like you're needing more support, you might roll up blankets or grab some extra pillows. You could even take 2 other bolsters. If you've got like a bolster farm at your house, take 2 other bolsters and place them underneath your arms. That would be awesome if we all had like unlimited access to props, right? So I want you to land where it feels like those pectoral muscles are lengthening and opening. You might notice once you're here as well that you can tighten into that strap just a bit. Let's welcome ourselves to this practice. Being proud that we showed up for ourselves, for our bodies, for our breath, for our mind. Maybe you take some cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Know that you are exactly where you need to be, just as you are. So in this practice, we will focus a bit on self-compassion, self-love. And by taking a mindfully slow moving practice, I want you to envision each breath, each movement nurturing your heart space. As we've been here for a bit, you might slide the blocks away from the knees to open up into the hips a bit more. You might tighten into that strap. We feel that nice little gentle pull on the low back. Kind of pressure with that strap into the hips. If at all throughout this practice your mind drifts elsewhere, I encourage you to use your breath to bring it back to this space. Bring it back to that mindset of self-love. For many of us, taking care of ourselves means showing up to our mat and moving and breathing. I encourage you to think about that not only while you're on your mat, but how can you take that off of your yoga mat into the rest of your day and the rest of your interactions. If your palms are up here, I encourage you, let's flip the palms over. So feel how that external rotation of the shoulders moves to internal rotations. And we'll just start to slide the hands down towards our body. You might even move your hands to your belly and heart. Just kind of check in with your breath. Feel the belly and the chest, the side body. Feel everything expand and open as you inhale. And let go and soften as you exhale. Accepting the support of your mat and these props beneath you. Few more breaths here. We'll slowly start to come out of this. I like to just slide the feet out here. You can leave the strap kind of around your back. What we'll do then is close the knees towards one another, planting the feet on the mat. And just let the femur bones come back into the hip joints. You might take your hands down at your sides and then take some gentle movement, windshield wipering the knees and the thighs kind of back and forth. And then come to a space where your feet are on the mat and let the knees rest against one another. A few cleansing breaths here. What we'll do is just roll off to either side and push our way up to a seat. You can leave the props as they are. And you might sit up on a bolster or a block if that feels good for you. What we're going to do here is just take chin towards chest. Then take left ear towards left shoulder. So some really nice slow half circles with the neck, chin to chest, and off to the other side. Next time, your right ear is to your right shoulder. Stay there. Extend the left arm out and then rotate the thumb down. So we're taking the top of our left arm to our low back, right ear to right shoulder. You might even bring your right hand. And I just want you to explore here. You might bring chin down towards chest, maybe more ear towards shoulder. If you find that sweet spot, stay there and breathe. You'll feel this into the left neck, into the kind of back and shoulder a little bit. Let's unravel. If you had the right arm up, bring it back down, unwind that left side and bring chin to chest. Maybe if you rolls with the shoulders back. And then we'll take it off to the other side, left ear to left shoulder. Extend the right arm out internally, internal rotation. So thumb down and take the top of the right arm to the low back. This side is a lot more intense for me. Left hand might come to the top of the head. And remember, we're not tugging down here. It's just maybe adding a little bit of an extra weight. You certainly can leave it down at your side if you want to. Find that spot where you feel the sensation and breathe. Breathe into that space. Let's unravel here. Left hand comes down. Right hand joins. And maybe just take some of those half circles again. Let's take our hands out in front of us and interlace the fingers. And you can kind of push the palms forward. So we're spreading the space in between the shoulder blades. I do not have very good wrist flexibility. That critic in me is saying that phrase where I could say, I have more room for improvement with my wrist flexibility here. So spread the shoulder blades, push the palms forward. Good. Now let's take those hands behind us. Palms are facing forward. It's okay if you still have that strap. Fingertips facing forward. Now draw those shoulder blades together. Really lift the chest, lift the heart. Feet are on the mat. If it feels okay for you, you might lift the hips into a reverse tabletop. Gaze might come up. You can also drop the head back. Feel this nice opening in the chest. Good. Drop the seat down if it lifted. And let's come on over to tabletop. So you can kind of sneak out that strap if it's still there. Set it off to the side and find your way to table. And it's okay if you still got those props at the back of your mat. We're just gonna move nice and slow and mindful for this practice this morning. Notice if your body craves movement side to side or rounds of cat and cow. I truly believe that this notion of working to care for ourselves and love ourselves just as we are is the way to then taking care of and loving those around us even more effectively, more wholly, more fully. I've been working my way through a January meditation challenge, and it's about self-compassion and self-love and kind of taming that inner critic that we all have. And it's been super helpful. It's just 10 minutes a day. Good. Continue to move here in ways that nourish the body. Linger in a position if that's what feels good for you. Coming back to our tabletop, we're going to work into threading the needles. So I'm going to move this stuff, oopsies, as I knock everything over. I would love for you to try a deeper stretch that I have found for this is instead of keeping my hips high above my knees, I'll show you from the side here, to come to child's pose. So what we're going to do is keep the left hand down. So not full child's pose, like the back half of child's pose. Left hand's down, right arm slides through, right facial cheek comes to the mat, and my back half is like child's pose. My seat drops down towards my feet, knees are open up wide. Top of my right hand is on my mat, so my right palm is up. If that is too much on the right shoulder, too much sensation, you can always lift the hips up a little bit, or maybe you sneak the bolster between the backs of your thighs and your calves, or a blanket. Or you can come with hips over knees. Another option for that left hand, you can keep it on the mat for support. Maybe it comes around to the right hip crease. And we breathe into the sensation we feel in the right shoulder. The mind wanders when you find these longer holds. I invite you to focus on your breath. Maybe focus on a particular part of the body, directing your breath to that space. And the meditation practice, it's called finding your anchor. So what is your anchor? What helps you kind of get out of that cyclical snowball mind and back into the present moment? About 5 more breaths here. You might unravel slowly if that left hand is ready to come back down to the mat. To come out of this, we'll push strongly into the left hand to lift the torso and take what feels good. That right shoulder just got a big, deep stretch. So maybe some swings, maybe some circles forward or back, just kind of noticing what you need. And then we'll prepare for that on the other side. So again, you are free to take that back half variation of child's pose. Get a little foot cramp here, so I'm gonna work to stretch that out. And when you are ready, slide that left arm down and through. Palm is up, top of the arm resting on the mat. Right hand, stay for support. It finds your low back or works its way over to left hip crease for a little bit of a bind. You right hand to lift to create some space and invite some movement. Good. Maybe bring hands behind you. Just kind of check in what feels good in my body right now. For me, it's taking my hands behind and pulling those shoulder blades towards one another, opening up the chest. Good. Let's come into a bit of hip opening here. So I'm going to take blocks and maybe bolster to the upper left-hand corner of the mat. I'm gonna just stack both of my blocks underneath just to bring the bolster a little bit higher. And helping my right foot up to the upper right-hand corner. If your left knee is tender, you could roll over the mat or bring a blankie underneath your left knee. Perhaps it feels better for you to stay upright or accept the support of the bolster. You can keep your right foot on the mat or drop it open. Kind of feels better in my body today. And breathe here. See how you can soften. Feels like a lot of pressure in the upper body, like supporting yourself on the bolster. You might come upright a little bit and just let your lower half support you here. Good. Maybe it takes a little bit of wiggling to find that sweet spot for you. It's okay to know that you don't have to stay still in a pose. You can kind of move as your body needs. So heel toe your, if you were down onto your forearms, I invite you to come up a little bit. Heel toe your right foot in more towards the center of the mat, and you can reach back with your right arm. I find it more accessible with my left. So left hand connects with left foot, and we take a quad stretch here. Sometimes you'll see left hand staying and then a right arm reaching around. That takes it into a little bit of a twist. There's a lot on the kneecap, so if that's too much for you, you can kind of roll off to your side and take a quad stretch that way. Good. Let that foot go. Bring the right knee back to meet the left. And just take what feels good in your body. And you might shift this whole contraption over. And each side is always a little bit different. So we give our body kind of we kind of set ourselves up for what we think we might need on that side. And then we adapt and adjust as we need on the other side. So left foot forward, right knee back. And settle in here. So many of us, whether we intend or not, have a lot of stuff and tension in the hips. So kind of let this be your opportunity to physically and emotionally, mentally, kind of let that stuff go. How can you soften? Is it in your breath, physically in your body, in your jaw? Is it softening into your thoughts that pop into your mind, greeting them with compassion and not judgment? When you are ready, kind of just making your way out of this posture and preparing for that quad stretch. So for me, I'm heel toeing my left foot in a little bit, use the support and grabbing right knee. For some reason on this right side, every time I do that, I'm having a terrible hamstring cramp here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll off to my side and I'm going to take a quad stretch like this. Yowza, maybe I need more bananas or something in my life. But from that position, I can't remember, I think Wednesday I taught something similar and had the same thing happen. So time to stretch out that right hammy. That's what my body is telling me. Good. So wherever you took this quad stretch, let's come out. And we are going to make our way on to our bellies. Now I know we did have one, maybe two that were signed up for class that are expecting, so I'm going to show you some options. We're going to take a nice wide shoulder opener. So if you are expecting, what I want you to do is come down onto the right side body. Right hand is on the mat and just kind of roll up onto the left. If you're not expecting, you can start this from here, kind of creating with this big letter T. Roll onto the right side body. Good. And you might even bring a bolster in that you could rest the knee in front. Maybe the left knee, you could plant the left foot behind you. You might bring a block underneath your head or a little blanket if you need a little bit more support. Getting this really, really deep opening into the shoulder, into the chest on the right side. Take about 3 to 5 more breaths here. See where you can soften. Let's slowly shift off to the other side. So if you are expecting, I invite you kind of come up a little bit, come onto the knees, send that left arm out to the side. If you're not expecting, come onto the belly. Send the left arm straight out from the shoulder. Bottom leg is long, top leg either comes up and over. You can also, I didn't say this on the other side, I'm a lot more open on this side, so I can take a deeper variation of bringing the right arm kind of behind us. Breathe well into the chest, into the shoulder on the left side. Each side is uniquely different, so honor what you feel. And try to soften where you can. Another handful of breaths here on this side. When you are ready, start to unravel out of that. Good. And let's bring our hands underneath. Well, let's just push back to child's pose. You might bring in some bolsters or blocks, some support if you need it. We've done a lot of shoulder work here, so slide those hands a little closer to your body. What I'm going to do is bring the elbows to the mat and palms together, head is down, and then take the palms behind your head. So this should feel nice and restorative. You can even rest the hands kind of on the back of the neck or upper back. Take a few breaths here. This is a really, really grounding position to come to. Nice little stretch into the triceps. Good. Let the hands go here. You can slide them back underneath your shoulders. And we are going to make our way to our backs to take an inversion, legs up the wall. If you have a wall nearby for your practice, I think it's 1,000 times better to take it with an actual wall. If you're going to take legs up the wall with just a little bit of support from bolster or a blanket underneath, what you can do is kind of come to a bridge pose, lift the hips, and once you've got that bolster blanket underneath the low back and the sacrum, legs go up towards the ceiling. While you are here for a few moments, I am going to grab my computer to prepare to find our loving kindness meditation, which we'll take in more of a Shavasana position. So as you stay here and your legs up the wall, I want you to envision the legs like a waterfall, everything, all those worries, all those stresses, all that negative self-talk, kind of just sliding down that waterfall, letting go. Slowly let your feet come down to the mat. If you took a bolster underneath your seat, push into your feet to lift your hips to remove it. And I want you to get into a comfortable position now for our Shavasana. So we're going to kind of do a combo Shavasana guided meditation. So you could take a bolster underneath your knees. If you do that, I love to take 2 blocks at the bottom of the mat and rest my heels on the blocks. It just feels a little bit more supportive for the low back. Good. Your arms might come down at your sides. You might reach for a blanket to cover up or a sweatshirt or put your socks on. Get comfortable here. Let's take a full breath in together and a full breath out. As you settle into your final rest here, we will work through this loving kindness meditation together. Leave our eyes closed. Find yourself in a comfortable position. Relax the whole body. Keep your eyes closed throughout this whole visualization and bring your awareness inward. Without straining or concentrating, just relax and gently follow the instructions. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Keeping your eyes closed, think of a person close to you who loves you very much. Could be someone from the past or present, someone still in your life, or someone who has passed. Could be a spiritual teacher or guide. Imagine that person standing on your right, sending you their love. That person is sending you wishes for your safety, for your well-being, and your happiness. Feel the warm wishes and love coming from that person to you. Now bring to mind that same person, or perhaps another person who cherishes you deeply. Imagine that person standing on your left side, sending you wishes for your wellness, your health, and your happiness. Feel the kindness and warmth coming to you from that person. Now imagine that you are surrounded on all sides by people who love and care for you. Picture all of your friends and loved ones surrounding you. They are standing, sending you wishes for your happiness, your well-being, and your health. Bask in the warmth and the well wishes and love coming from all sides. You are filled and overflowing with warmth and love. Now bring your awareness back to the person standing on your right side. Begin to send the love that you feel right back to that person. You and this person are similar. Just like you, this person wishes to be happy. Send all of your love and warmth to that person. Repeating the phrases silently. May you live with ease. May you be happy, and may you be free from pain. May you live with ease. May you be happy, and may you be free from pain. Now focus your awareness on the person standing to your left. Begin to direct the love within you to that person. Send all of your love and warmth to that person. That person and you are alike. Just like you, they wish to have a good, healthy life. Repeat the following phrases silently. Just as I wish, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you live with ease and happiness. Now picture another person you love, perhaps a relative or friend. This person, just like you, wishes to have a happy life. Send warm wishes to that person. Repeat the following phrases. May your life be filled with happiness, health, and well-being. May your life be filled with happiness, health, and well-being. Now think of an acquaintance, someone you don't know very well, and towards whom you do not have any particular feeling. You and this person are alike in your wish to have a good life. Send all of your wishes for well-being to that person, repeating the following phrase silently. Just as I wish, may you also live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish, may you also live with ease and happiness. Now bring to mind someone else toward whom you feel neutral. Could be a neighbor, a colleague, or someone else that you see around but you don't know very well. Like you, this person also wishes to experience joy and well-being in his or her life. Send all your good wishes to that person, repeating the following phrases. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be free from all pain. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free from all pain. Now expand your awareness and picture the whole globe in front of you, just like a tiny little ball. Sending warm wishes to all living beings on the globe who, like you, want to be happy, want to be well, and want to be healthy. Just as I wish, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Just as I wish, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more breath, just like that. Inhale and exhale. Notice the state of your mind and how you feel after this meditation. Starting that loving kindness with yourself, moving it to others you love, moving it to neutral acquaintances, And then sending that loving kindness to all living beings. When you are ready, you may open your eyes. You might bring some gentle movements into your body, maybe mindfully deepen the breath. You are free to stay in your Shavasana if you need for a bit longer, or you can find your way to the tall seat to end your practice. To end this practice, whether you're reclined or in a seat, I invite you to take both hands over your heart. Drop your chin towards your chest. This act of gratitude, kind of surrender into our heart, into our body. Realizing that we are so deserving of the self-compassion and self-care that most often we give to everyone around us. Shifting this thought to start with ourselves, to fill that cup. Let's take 3 breaths together to close our practice this morning. Full breath in and let it go. Good. Envision this next breath surrounding your heart and let it go. Good. Deepest breath yet. And release. Bring the hands to one another at the heart and kind of give them a little rub. Feel that warmth you have created. Thank you so much for joining in for this slow self-love practice. As always, the light and the love in me sees and honors the light and the love in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you have a safe and beautiful and healthy weekend. Bye, guys.